Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. You know, if you've watched some of my videos on this Freddy Grey fiasco, I had said on numerous videos that I posted that what's really important is for the American people to learn the truth about the autopsy results, the toxicology report. I think that report's critical. And I'll tell you why. What do we know about the individual that's no longer with us, Freddy Grey? Well, according to what we've been able to ascertain, Freddy Grey had a drug problem and he was arrested 15, 20 different times for either selling or using various drugs. Now, what have we been told? Well, what we were told is that the police saw Freddy in an alley where he's been arrested numerous times previously. And then they made eye contact. And as soon as they made eye contact, Freddy bolted. Now, let's assume that Freddy was there selling drugs. And he didn't want to be caught with those drugs on his possessions. Is it possible that he swallowed a handful of heroin? I have no idea. But that's again why the toxicology report is so critically important. If he swallowed a handful of whatever he was selling, might that have caused him to act in a very erratic fashion? Might that have caused him to be smashing his head inside of the van? I don't know. Caught a little bit of Sean Hannity, and he said that he either heard or he read that in fact was the case. There was heroin and other drugs in Freddy Grey's body. What else do we know? Well, we were told that there was another witness. Can't call him an eyewitness because he didn't see anything. But according to what was reported, he definitely heard Freddy Grey banging himself. We know that Freddy Grey's hands were handcuffed behind his back, so he couldn't be using his fists to make that kind of noise. One would deduce that he was using his head, which would explain the injury to his head, which was in line with apparently a bolt that was inside the vehicle. I don't know. And again, I'm not suggesting that we'll ever know, but I am suggesting that the toxicology report is critical. Remember the Trayvon Martin case. When we finally got the toxicology report, we learned that Trayvon Martin's liver was enlarged. And it came down to the kinds of drugs that he was consuming by taking watermelon iced tea and mixing it with Skittles. Folks, I don't know. All I'm trying to do is bring certain points to your attention and let you form your own opinion. Do I think that the police did anything they shouldn't have done? Well, in retrospect, they probably regret not being able to fasten Freddy Grey in the back of the paddy wagon with a seatbelt. But then again, we were told by one of the individuals that spoke on Fox News, and he spoke in a confidential manner, that the reason he believes they didn't restrain him is because they're afraid that he'd either spit in their face or he would bite them in their face. We were also told, now we're being told, that the individual that said that he heard all the banging is now saying that he didn't hear a whole lot of anything. And what the media, Fox News, is deducing is the reason that he's saying that is he'd be a snitch working with the police. And a snitch doesn't live too long in the streets of Baltimore, on the streets of any city. So by working with the police, he'd be a snitch, which is why they're now saying he's sort of changing his tune. I don't know. I don't see how 6 policemen can be charged for a crime when nobody was at the scene of the crime except the victim. We saw the police putting Freddy Grey in the back of the paddy wagon, yet Freddy Grey didn't appear to be capable of walking. Might that be because the drugs already had an immediate effect on him? I don't know. I don't know what kind of drugs he was taking, if he was taking any drugs. But he sure didn't seem to be able to navigate on his own. Once again, that's why the toxicology report is so critical. No different than the toxicology report of the Colorado shooter, which I don't believe we ever did receive, or the shooter in Tucson that shot Gabriel Gifford, killed a federal judge, a little girl. I don't think we ever saw Jared Laffner's toxicology report. Without those reports, we're really left in the dark, aren't we? Problem is, if an administration can fabricate events like Sandy Hook, how difficult would it be for them to fabricate a toxicology report? I don't know, folks. The pieces of the puzzle paint a very grim picture of our future. I sort of told you what I think. Let me know what you think.